Great. So today we're going to be talking about the Pisces New Moon. There is a Cazimi manifestation that is available to everyone. The Cazimi itself in astrology, and this is where you want to start taking notes, is going to happen wherever you have Pisces in your chart. Everyone does have Pisces in their chart because everyone has 12 houses in their chart. So you want to find the house where Pisces is for you, and that's where the Cazimi will be landing. A Cazimi is a lucky opportunity, is the way it's described by both European and Vedic astrologers, as well as with some of the African translations that I've been studying the last couple of years. Whenever the sun and the moon are in the same zodiac sign or in the same place in the sky, there is lucky things that happens for human beings where they can create and build things that they want. And throughout the presentation, I'm going to be really just highlighting that manifesting is really about creating something that is a solution for something that you're struggling with. So Pisces New Moon, Cazimi manifestation by everyone's fave, Sunny motherfucking money. Whee! We're going to talk about the important dates of 2022, what you should use to your advantage to succeed with this information for each topic. So the best thing to do is to just have these events in your head, and I'm going to give you some strategies to navigate. These are strategies that I personally use to keep my sanity, to, manifest, stay creative, stay productive, and ultimately help as many people as I can before I die, because eventually this body has to do that. So if that's something you're interested in, I would highly suggest you take some of this advice into your own life. First thing that's important is the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. There is a lot of aspects this year towards not only Pisces in astrology, but also Neptune, which is causing a lot of illusions. So as a Pisces dominant myself, it's important for me to communicate this with you and warn you, because my purpose is to not manipulate you into anything that is harmful. My purpose is to manipulate you into things that is going to help you succeed in the ways that you care to do so. So some of you have heard this in the past. I call it gaslighting into success, because you could easily be gaslit into not believing your own intuition. So we can focus on the positive side of this. If you're not seeing something in the world or you're ignoring it, that doesn't mean it's not there. And that's an important thing for your shadow work. Your shadow work and your light work need to be going hand in hand. Shadow work, again, is when you are noticing or experiencing or feeling the negativities of your life. The light work is when you use that negativity and turn it into a positive situation, a learning experience, a reason to do something that you've always wanted to do. America's Pluto return is causing financial challenges around the world. I have been posting videos about this on TikTok and Instagram, and they keep getting removed, or they are just not pushed out. So I'm telling you here in this class, because it's a safe space to do so. The money effects of America is affecting the entire world, specifically Europe and Canada. I've heard some news about the leadership in Canada freezing funds across the country. I have not been able to find any evidence online, but I've heard directly from people what is going on. And it's very interesting and frightening at the same time, as well as what is happening in, Russia-Ukraine situation. The money situation is affecting the entire world because money is usually what people use to buy weapons and to buy gear and equipment and food and all these things that are technically free. So it's happening in the second house of America, but when I checked earlier, it's in the fifth house. The fifth house of America progressed. If you don't know what a progression chart is, I do have content on that already. Please go check it out. But a progress chart is essentially an up-to-date chart. It shows the chart in the moment. So if you've gotten a natal chart reading, that was based on you being a child, being a baby, being born, which is important, but it doesn't show you a picture of where you are right now. So imagine you're using Google Maps and you need to know where to go. Your birth chart shows you the whole destination, but when you use the progress chart, it shows you what street you're on, what turn you need to make, if you need to make one, how fast you need to be going, your estimated time of arrival. That's the benefit of a progress chart, okay? And in the fifth, when Pluto lands in the fifth house of America progress, this will affect romances, relationships especially. It'll affect children. It'll affect creativity. So we've already seen the negative effects on the natal chart, but I do believe there's going to be a lot of positive effects on the progress chart with Pluto being in the fifth house. We will see relationships that are not working become better or change completely because Pluto's effects does affect that in that way. It could also be massive, and I'm talking global, because America itself as a entity, as a business entity, affects all other business entities as well. It could also affect the growth of children or the expression of children because it is in Capricorn. It could cause a lot of children, Capricorn or Saturnian things, which is lack of authority or an overabundance of authority. And this could, of course, affect them in the next 10 to 20 years heavily. So we want to be mindful of that because that is also a theme. Also, if you are a creative person or you observe creativity or use it to heal yourself, Pluto landing in the fifth house of America is going to affect the world by introducing, it's going to transform art as we know it, the way it's delivered, the way it's sold, the way it's produced. And we've already seen this with NFTs, people selling half-assed pictures and for hundreds of thousands to millions. And we've already seen glimpses of that in 2021. So I think now it's going to become more stable because money, again, is very virtual. Even though we do have physical money, because money is very virtual, that's Saturn and Aquarius, Saturn being the planet that rules over technology, and Aquarius being the zodiac sign that really handles communities, it handles innovation and genius. I see a lot of money being pushed into the crypto, into the stocks, especially these next 2 years with this Pluto return. Next, we have Neptune squaring Mars. The way that I would advise and work with this energy, because it's illusions around war, Neptune being illusions, war being Mars, whenever there's a square in astrology, and of course, write this down, squares represent challenges. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's good. It just means challenges. So something that I have been doing personally is using astrocartography to really find out where the best place is going to be to live. I have zero intentions on staying in America during this transit for the majority of it, based on most civilizations. When they go through their Pluto return, they either begin to crumble or they turn into a war ground, or they often get involved in other countries' wars. This is a very timed thing. Astrologers have seen in multiple other countries that have been in their Saturn return, or excuse me, their Pluto return. So when we get into the Neptune squaring Mars, this looks like censorship specifically. So if something is happening to a country, why can't we find out about it? Why is it that when certain people post about these things, the videos get removed, get flagged, just disappear? This is happening especially through the big tech companies, such as Meta, which used to be Facebook, which owns Instagram, and as well Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, many other platforms that we as humans like to connect through. We are seeing that there's a lot of blending between the big corporations as well as the real information that's actually happening and who can actually post about what. So just be mindful to use this use this energy to your advantage. This is a good time to become an advocate. If you are concerned about a certain group, it is not time to be sharing to your stories. It is time to be posting actual post about what you care about, because this will activate not only the Neptune, but also the Mars in your chart. What do I mean by activate? I mean, it will help you use those parts of your chart, which will help you connect more with your soul tribe or your online community or whoever it is that you deem yourself responsible over while you are here on Earth doing your light work. So one way that I'm connecting, as an example, is by sharing astrological information in union with world events. That is one way that I've seen being helpful. I do, of course, get backlash, but on the other side of that coin, I have a lot of people that I'm serving simultaneously. So if you're looking to build and connect with your audience or with your group or your soul tribe, this is one strategy that I am currently using myself. Next, we have Pisces and Jupiter is going to be a large theme. This is abundance of spirit. This is going to be happening throughout the year. There is going to be a small delay around June, July, and then top of August. We're going to be having, someone asked for a date, so I'm just pulling up all my notes. We're going to be having Pisces and Jupiter, which is going to help everyone a lot with abundance of their spiritual side. A lot of people are coming into an awakening. So the people that are here in this class, it is time for you to start teaching. It is time for you to start helping. How do you do that? Use the Jupiterian knowledge, which is, if it's working for someone else, do it that way. I do coach and consult my clients on making videos. That the reason why I even included that into my business was because of this transit, because Pisces as a zodiac rules over illusions because it is a Neptune influence, like we spoke on just a second ago. Pisces rules over screens, rules over videos, rules over music, rules over sound. That's why Pisceans and water signs themselves are typically very skilled at art. It's because they are good at expressing themselves on a subconscious or a neurodivergent level. So we want to take advantage of this as an artist, as a creative, as a spiritualist by using Jupiter. Jupiter exalts Pisces, which means Jupiter loves Pisces, helps Pisces. And Jupiter is the planet, which is so big, so big, represents knowledge, represents our abundance. It represents our higher perspective. So this is where things like ethics can come in. This is where things like morals come from. And Jupiter, when with Pisces, on a practical sense, it's asking you to make videos. It's asking you to make art. It's asking you to make a connection to your spiritual side and share it. Whenever you have an abundance, which Jupiter is directly correlated with, you cannot keep it to yourself. It won't work. And it will make you go crazy. So you have to share. Some of the best ways to share creatively are going to come through the ways that you like to absorb. So if you're someone who loves listening to music, make music. You like watching videos for 12 hours a day? Great. Make 12 videos a day. Whatever it is to help you find balance. And of course, you're shy. Of course, you're an introvert. Of course, it's scary. Of course, it's not easy. Of course, you don't know what to do. You're not supposed to until you hop in the car and practice driving. And if you need to hit a few bumps in the road, if you need to hit a pedestrian, don't do that. If you need to crash into a wall, of course, don't do that. Whatever you got to do to learn how to drive the car of being an abundant spirit, do it, because it'll all work. It's so important, and I cannot stress this enough. Jupiter in Pisces makes your failures cushioned. Anything that you fail at during this transit will be, you won't even have any negative repercussions to the point where, you'll be hurt, because Jupiter, again, is so focused on knowledge. So anything that you don't do well in will be exactly why you do well. So it's important during this time, especially with the Aries placements, which I know some of you are, because I have Aries in my chart and I attract people who have that as well. It's important to make as many mistakes as possible so that you can make less moving forward. I'm going to say that again. Make as many mistakes as possible now while you are young so that you don't have to make them later. If you're struggling to build your social media, to start your business, to find your niche in your art, perfect. Keep struggling so that you can succeed. If you don't make 10,000 mistakes now, you won't know the one reason that does work for you. Okay? That's how we use this Jupiter and Pisces energy. Next, we have North Node in Scorpio, which straight up is going to be, it's asking you to transform whatever your purpose is. Whatever your purpose was, whatever your job is, whatever your career that you had idealized since you were a little one, great. It's still possible, but the way that it's going to happen is not going to happen like that. The way you imagined it happening, it's not happening like that. It's confirmed with Scorpio North Node. North Node in astrology, a lot of astrologers love to say it is your purpose or what you should be moving towards to like feel the most fulfillment. I want to challenge that and go a bit deeper. North Node in astrology, in Vedic astrology, is called the dragon's head, or Rahu, R-A-H-U. Rahu in astrology has to do with the dragon's head because it is a mythical being that travels from Earth through the heavens into space and back, and it can never have its tail and its head in the same spot. So what the fuck does that mean? Right? We need to figure out what it is that's important for you to be doing and transforming, because with the North Node comes the South Node. The head and the tail are together. So Taurus is the opposite end. Taurus is asking you to be practical, be grounded. It's asking you to make plans and to follow through with the plans that you make. Scorpio is asking you to transform and change through the pain that was caused. So we need to be using both the Scorpio and the Taurus in our chart to transform and long-term have growth. And excuse me, there's actually a mistake on the screen. Instead of North Node, it should say South Node in Scorpio. The North Node is in Taurus. Thank you for catching that, Zara. I am so close to being perfect. One day we can hope. So to transform the purpose, again, another topic that I want to bring up is any trauma that you have, that is exactly what you use to get successful, to get rich. Okay, so one example, look at Oprah, right? Oprah stood on stage, sat on stage, and told us her trauma. And as a result, she connected with an audience of majority women who went through similar and became rich. Why? Because she connected with people. If you are a business owner and you're struggling to figure out why you're not making a lot of money or why people aren't watching your content, it's because we are still not connecting with them yet. And I'm not asking you to trauma dump onto them, because that's not what a Scorpio would never, ever do that, right? What would a Scorpio do? Ask questions and then relate. That's what you should be doing to connect with your soul tribe, your soul group, your audience, your business, and just asking yourself these questions. What hurt? How can we not run down that street so we don't scrape our knee again? Okay. How do we run better? How do we do things better to create a more grounding experience? Next, Uranus is also in Taurus with the North Node. So what does that mean? Because now we have two things in Taurus. And again, Taurus is about being practical and consistent. If you struggle to be practical and consistent, all of your time, energy, and effort should be going towards being practical and consistent, because you need practice. It's not going to happen one day randomly. Okay. And the other topic is these big corporations are starting to become blurred with the government because of this. So why is that happening? Uranus has to do with rebellion. Uranus has to do with innovation, genius, creativity. Taurus has to do with being grounded, practical, stable, and consistent. A business is the perfect thing for Uranus if you're looking to do technology in your business, which almost everyone outside of, a small percentage of the world uses technology for their business, right? So how do we utilize this energy correctly? Is, first of all, if big corporations are becoming blurred with the government, we need to also become involved with these big corporations. We also need to become more involved with speaking towards and about the government. Otherwise, we are separating ourselves from not only ourselves, but also from the ultimate goal, which is to keep everyone alive and happy until, I don't know, we switch planets, because that's what it seems like is happening. I'm just watching. But be mindful to get your information from multiple sources. If someone says something and you believe it right away, you're wrong. Okay, we want to get as much information as possible about everything and stay up to date, because there's a lot of people who are going to choose to ignore what's happening and just act like life is normal, which is, cool, but we're not. A lot of us in this room are not those people. Okay, so, and I know a lot of you aren't going to do what I'm saying, and I'm okay with that, but for the few percentage that are, this is important. We need to speak up and out about what should be coming next. What do we want to see next? The first thing that pops into my head is matriarchy. Why? Because Taurus is a feminine sign. Taurus is very good at receiving good things for its work. So matriarchy pops into my head because the divine feminine, the Empress card, the moon, all align with receiving. Taurus, Venusian energy. Venus in astrology, if you've watched through my videos, Venus is how we use the law of attraction. Okay, that's why I got it tattooed on the left side of my head, because when we use our Venus, it allows us to attract good things towards us. And that's going to come through the influence of being a rebel, which is Uranus. That's going to come through the influence of speaking up and out against injustice, whatever that feels like for you. Do not hold it in. That is not healthy. express it outwards, because that will be the healthy expression. Next is Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn represents structure. Aquarius represents technology. So we are going to see a big divide online, especially of the left and right politics, because people can make their claims from the safety of their home. So what does that mean? It means we're going to start to see people's true colors and how they feel about topics around the world. Do not be upset if someone says something that you don't understand. Again, gather your information from all angles. The biggest thing you should be focused on as individuals is caring for your own community mental health as well as your mental health. So if that means separating yourself from certain people who do not put you in favorable situations, that would be helpful. Saturn in Aquarius, if you have this in your chart, if you have this as a transit, which we all do currently, it brings in people who are going to disrupt things for you, but ultimately it's going to be positive. Okay, that's the influence of Aquarius. Saturn brings structure. So things will be knocking you off course to bring you into alignment. Those little things that knock you off course are designed that way. So let's focus on finding reasons to be happy why things don't work out, why things change so suddenly. That's going to help us stay in the middle of our feelings so that we can have a sense of control as well as a sense of freedom. So Pisces New Moon is conjunct Jupiter. This is amazing in astrology. This is absolutely incredible because Pisces, which rules dreams, art, illusion, expression, is in a new moon. The new moon means that the moon will not be visible in the sky. It just came from waxing, which means that the moon now has new energy. Okay, it's conjunct Jupiter. Conjunct means joined or in the same room or house as Jupiter. Jupiter, which represents abundance. Okay. Again, this is I saw this transit and I instantly knew that I had to start teaching people how to make videos on TikTok and YouTube. Why? Because art, new art, emotional art, intuitive art, joined by abundance, knowledge, good luck. It's a very, for me, obvious move to make. And I would highly suggest that you begin or continue on your path of expressing yourself and being loud. Go harder, especially if you're speaking on injustice or if you're speaking on matriarchy, speaking on what you would like to see. Wherever you're pouring your energy during this time period is exactly what you're going to get as a result. So if you're focused on the negative feelings, they're going to keep reoccurring because we're writing that story. How do we leave that story? We got to gaslight ourselves into the positive. If we can gaslight ourselves into the negative, we can gaslight ourselves into the positive. Okay? Your dreams are truly possible. Last year, when Pisces was in Jupiter, every single day I would write, I became rich and famous by making videos. And I wrote it every single day. And I didn't believe it for the first 3 weeks. And then Janae Aiko started commenting on my videos. And then Kaylani asked me for a reading. And then a series of other people that are rich and famous started connecting with me because I began to align with that after 3 weeks. It took 21 full days. Okay, we need to be trying our dreams out for 21 full days. Because why? Because you get 2 weeks of Netflix for free, don't you? So why would you not try your dreams out for 21 and then see what happens? You might like an episode or two. Okay, but we got to go and shoot for it for 21 days. Someone asked in the chat how to use your Sag Venus to manifest law of attraction. Well, you got to attract what you want. first of all, you got to pick something. And what do you pick? Your dreams. What is that for you? That is really up to what you do when you're sleeping. When you were a little child, what did you always want to become? 5 things, 20 things, 1 thing? Okay, did you do it yet? No. If the answer is no, you're not done. That's what you should be focusing on for 21 days. And we're going to go over some techniques in a second. So, manifesting, what will bring you solutions? You should be focusing on what will bring you solutions. Your manifestation should not be people unless those people are helping you accomplish your solutions. You should be focused on manifesting money, not for the sake of the money, but for what you would like to do with it when you get it. Okay? You want to focus on the end result and reverse engineer. So when I first wanted to manifest my first $10,000 in 30 days, I told myself that I just wanted it. And then it didn't happen. Okay. Why? Because there was no attachment. There was no attraction. I wasn't pulling it towards anything. I was pulling it towards myself, but I don't actually need the money. I already have the money. The thing that I want on the other side of the money is the thing that I want. So when you're pulling money through a manifestation, what you want to do is use your intuition. That voice in your head telling you to start your TikTok, telling you to start the podcast, telling you to help people, telling you to read tarot, telling you that you want love, telling you that you want to travel around the world, telling you that you want to start a company, telling you that you want to be a this or that. The voice in your head in combination with the world around you. If you want to be a successful anything, there's someone who's already done it. The world around you is also your intuition. If you want to be a famous dancer and singer, look at Michael Jackson. What did Michael Jackson do day in and day out? Did Michael Jackson practice singing? Probably. Did he practice dancing? Probably. Did he go to places where he could sing and dance? More than likely. Every opportunity he had to perform, did he do it? Yes. So we got to present those opportunities to ourselves using our intuition, which is the voice in your head and the world around you in combination. Next is using your creativity, how you like to express yourself. If you don't like talking about your feelings, use your face to show your feelings. There's a lot of people who do really well at just giving facial expressions to express themselves. You don't like doing that? You like making memes? Okay, make memes. There are people who make millions of dollars making memes for other people. Oh, you like making songs? You like to sing in the shower to express yourself? Perfect. Let's start recording yourself. Okay, microphones are anywhere between $20 and $2,000. Whatever you got to pay to make it happen. All right. Creativity is also something that's not limited to any one person. Creativity is how you hear things. It's how you perceive a book when you read it. Creativity is how you express yourself when you feel what you feel or lack thereof. It's how you choose to let it out. And there's so many ways for every zodiac sign to express themselves. So I'm going to give you all 12 ways right now. All right. And this is how you express yourself creatively through each zodiac sign. Starting with Aquarius. The best way for an Aquarius to use their creativity, or if you have Aquarius in your chart as a placement, is going to be to support and encourage other human beings in their efforts through your voice and your plans with your thoughts. It's going to be formulating plans for people, formulating ideas for people. Some creative people that are Aquarius that we can use as an example are Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is an activist that raps, right? When you hear him rapping, he's advocating. He's not just rapping, he's advocating. That is the creativity of an Aquarius. All right. Next is, let's go backwards. Actually, I want to challenge myself. Backwards, let's go Capricorn. If you have Capricorn placements, the way that you use your creativity is by building catalogs, building structures around your art, building multiple of whatever you're making. An example of that is Mac Miller, another artist, Aaliyah, another artist. Who else? Jeff Bezos. Business takes a massive amount of creativity to sit in an office and plot up a way for 12 years on how to get everyone a package to their house better than the US postal service system is a very hard thing to do. Jeff Bezos did that. That's Capricorn creativity, is how can I do this business thing to do art? Okay. And Jeff Bezos is doing really well financially because of this. All right. Next is Sagittarius. How does Sagittarius placements use creativity? They use it by connecting with people through experiences, knowledge, and foreign affairs. All right. Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius. Nicki Minaj uses multiple dialects in her expression of her art. She uses styles and creativity, especially with fashion, from other countries and from other times, because Sagittarius loves to travel, right? Sagittarius loves to travel because it can pull ideas and concepts from other places, which makes it seem more creative. In reality, it's just great at connecting with other people from other lands. All right. Scorpio, how do you use your creativity? By making drastic transformations while maintaining the same goal. Being secretive is not inherently a Scorpio thing. Scorpios are secretive to most people because they like to change in private so that when they reveal themselves, that they can be perceived as exactly what they've designed for us. So if you have Scorpio placements, it's not about being secretive. It's about showing people exactly what you want them to perceive exactly at the right time, not for you, but for the people. Okay. So a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I can't do something consistently because I'm a Scorpio. No, that's not true. Scorpio is a fixed modality. They're actually amazing at consistency. You look at someone like Drake. Drake went from being Jimmy on Degrassi in a wheelchair who got shot to one of the world's best artists. This is the Scorpio creative. Okay, going from acting to singing and rapping, and then also now stepping into being an investor, just transforming on massive levels. All right. And if you've seen any interviews with him, you've seen, he was writing while he was acting to pay mom's bills. Okay. So this is how you would transform yourself. Next is Libra. Libra examples are Kim Kardashian. You look at A$AP Rocky, they use a lot of fashion as creatives to not only build business, but also relationships with people. If you have Libra dominant placements in your chart, you need other people. It doesn't work without other people at all. So that's because Libra's the only one of two zodiacs that is an inanimate object in astrology. Aquarius is the other one. Aquarius and Libra both need people because they are technically, as signs, inanimate objects, which means they do not have the same perception. They're better at being used or orchestrated, which is why they have such a high level of detachment. So that's why you'll see Aquariuses and Libras seem very detached, but also very connected to people. It's because they need people. So if you have that in your chart, you need to reference other people to become creative. Next is Virgo. Virgo is the servant. You look at someone like Beyonce, who's an artist, a creative. The way that she uses her art is she serves women. She serves her community of women. If you have Virgo placements in your chart, you need to be serving people. It could be a look, it could be food, it could be a song, it could be literally anything that you can make. And if you can't make anything, I don't believe you. Everyone can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I think. I don't know. Anyways, so with the Virgo, the other thing is you want to be very calibrated in the ways that you align with people, and studying data. Data analytics is a huge thing that Virgo placements are great at. It just allows you to see what's working and what's not working. So if you are someone who's like a reader, or you're an artist or a business person or a student, you need to be looking at the times that you do the best. Okay, if you don't do well during the winter and it's because you live in a cold state, move. If you do more sales as a reader when you go live, go live. If you see that your art gets recognized more when you focus on health and mental health, stay on that topic. Okay, looking at your data and making decisions based off of that. I know a lot of people that are intuitive and spiritual try to make intuitive and spiritual decisions. That's just poor etiquette. Your intuition, again, remember, is the voice in your head and the world around you. You have to use both to really access your creativity. All right. Next is Leo. Leos do really well. Leo placements do really well with their creativity when they decide to express it out loud and be loud about it. Okay, no fear of failure with this zodiac sign, because the more failure you get, the more it inspires you to get recognition. So it will eventually end up being something that works out in your favor, because who's going to ignore a Leo for that long? Okay, a great example of a Leo is Jennifer Lopez. You know, just a really consistent is the key word here. Consistent actor. Not everyone loves her. Not everyone hates her, but she's consistently been in good movies, been in movies, things that we recognize, and she's consistently shown up for, you know, for art, for creativity, okay? And then also advocating on certain levels. Another thing that I want to say with Leo is one of the zodiac signs that rules over Hollywood. So if you have Leo placements in your chart, you are definitely capable of being perceived in the ways that you want to see done for your art, and how you express yourself. It's more than likely you just need to be loud, okay? And that means wearing colors that align with you and your rising sign, which we can talk about later. You can also just Google what your rising sign is and type in the word colors after, and you'll see a list of colors. Super easy. Next is Cancer. How does Cancer express themselves? They need to express the pain of being around other people, the pain of having to nurture other people, the pleasures of nurturing other people, the pleasures of being feminine and intuitive. Expressing self comes really easy with the Cancer when they choose to just let it out. The example that's coming out in my head is Ariana Grande. Cancer queen, loves to complain, loves to also say thank you and I love everyone and everything's great. Even if it's not great, just gaslighting into success, right? People do it all the time. They just don't call it what I'm calling it. All right. You can do this with art. You can do this with your creativity. It's already happening. So it's better if we share it with the world. Next is Gemini. Geminis are some of the most complicated, but also most talented artists, specifically because they have a large capacity for mental stimulation. So when you have Gemini placements, it's important for you to have multiple ways to express yourself, or at least multiple favorite ways. This is going to allow you to get the words out and the feelings out that you can't hold in a conversation. A lot of people call Geminis like shallow. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think if you have variation in the things that you do talk about, sing about, creative about, it will add depth there through perception. So Geminis are able to have a lot of points of views. The way that you're going to be creative as an air sign is really through communicating with people, talking to people, and collecting information, sharing information. With Taurus, it's going to be similar, but it's going to be more sensual. It's going to be more focused on the beauty, the comfort, the practical things that are involved with expressing oneself. So an example is Kaylani is an amazing artist and, a mother, a family person, a good friend. All of these things show up in the presentation of the creativity, the transformation of the actual art, all of these different things. All right. And then the last two, which are the focal points are going to be Aries. Aries creativity, the way to use it in your chart is by being bold and leading. So if someone hasn't done something, or if you've seen someone do something and you want to replicate it or make it better, Aries is the perfect zodiac sign to do that. You look at someone like Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X was promoting one song on Twitter for months, using memes, GIFs, other people's content, trying to make it go viral. Finally, it worked. Finally, someone heard it. Finally, someone caught on, and then we all caught on. And it was like a wildfire, because that's what an Aries does, is they just keep sticking to one thing and using their head and figuring it out. If you have Aries placements and you don't do that, that's why things don't go your ways, because you're not being tenacious enough. You're not going hard enough yet. Okay. So that's the way that you use Aries creativity, by being bold, leading, inspiring, and encouraging other people as well. Last, Pisces. Okay. Pisces, as a creative, the way you want to express yourself is through vibrations. Okay. You look at Janae Aiko, a singer, model, artist, a creative. You look at Justin Bieber, you look at YG, you look at Einstein is a Pisces. All these Pisces characters, what did they do? They reinvent themselves through their intuition, through their creativity. Erykah Badu, we don't know what the fuck she's doing right now, but we know who she is. We know that she's her. Okay. We never know what she's saying until she tells us. She's extremely wise, but a mystical character. Why? Because she's vibrating at her own capacity with herself. This is important for Pisces placements, because Pisces, again, rules over illusion. So people naturally don't perceive Pisces correctly until they can. So how do you use this to your advantage? By constantly being an illusion. If people see you as a fantasy, be the fantasy, step into that, isolate yourself and heal yourself. The people who are close to you will naturally help you bring out your creativity by unlocking emotions with you, for you, so that you can express yourself more fully, more clearly through those smaller connections and then outwards towards the world. One of the big things that helps Pisces placements, I've noticed, is when they keep things brief. You look at someone like Tyler, the Creator, he'll work on a whole album and then give you a 15-second clip of it months before to market it. Why? Because the anticipation with Pisces is unbearable. This is the one zodiac sign that can do something super tiny and it could mean everything. The other zodiacs don't have that much influence like that, psychologically at least. So that's how you use the creativity for all the zodiacs. And that's also how you heal with all the zodiacs. All the zodiacs have different forms of pain. We want to use our pain to build strength. If you see someone stretching on the camera, if you have pain in your body, you want to lean into it. So breathing into it, leaning into it, yoga, deep breathing, baths, meditation, chanting is one of my personal favorite ways to heal. It really heals your throat chakra as well as the heart and the sacral space. Music is going to be another thing that is very important for us to align ourselves through frequency. The type of music that you listen to, the artist that you listen to does affect your chart based on their chart and based on the chart of the actual song, which means the day that it was released. So all of this is playing into your energy as well. And of course, the words that are in the song. So being mindful of what you're listening to, who you're listening to, why you're listening to them at the time will all bring you a lot of clarity. I'm going to grab one thing. So I just want to reset everyone's energy. Go ahead and type in the chat an 888 for me. Perfect. So I'm playing a sound bowl. The purpose of this sound bowl is to calibrate ourselves with our intuition, our creativity, our healing, and our music.
I found this on the web.
Why is Siri so loud? Okay. So now we're going to focus on the voice in your head while thinking about the world around you. What you want to say out loud is, the voice in my head is here to help me navigate through the world around me. The voice in my head is here to help me navigate the world around me. My creativity allows me to express myself. And expressing myself is my creativity. Say it again. My creativity is how I express myself. And how I express myself is my creativity. Very cool. I love sound bowls. So as you come back into yourself, a lot of us sit at computers a lot. A lot of us sit down a lot. It's a good time to just stand up, throw your hands back. Something I like to do is I'll throw my hands up. And this is called angel pose in yoga. It's just great for your spine. And you can just hold it there. This is a really good stretch. All right. How's everyone feeling? Norma says, I graduated massage therapy. It's definitely a stretch I recommend for clients. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. The next part of this presentation, I want to share information with you on how to make an extra $3,000 to $9,000 a month quickly, teaching people astrology, yoga, tarot, or energy work for free. I think this is going to be very good for you. For those of you who are passionate and driven to help people. The step one is we need to create a business model. I know a lot of you maybe have not started a business or ran a business or owned a business, but I think that's exactly why you should try to do this, is because there's a lot of people who need to learn astrology, yoga, tarot, energy work that just don't have a way to do it. And when I first started being called a reader about 5 years ago, I noticed that even though I was reading people's charts and I was doing well, people still didn't really know what I was talking about. And as we move into the world more deeply, it's important for us to be able to have a way to connect with each other. And spiritual science is just one of the really good ways. I feel like it's going to be the new wave for income, but a lot of people, they make the mistake of not pricing themselves correctly or modeling themselves correctly or branding or anything. So I'm just going to give you some information on how to do that. And if there's something on the screen that you want me to talk about, go ahead and type it in the chat and I'll bring it up. And then we'll get into the Q&A after this slide. So step one is we need to create a business model. One of the best and most effective ways to help people is to just help them. A lot of my time was spent early on doing free card readings online. And I noticed that it did help me connect with people, but because I didn't have a next step, that was what prevented me from making $3,000 to $9,000 initially. Was I wasn't asking for anything, I was just doing it. And I'm not asking you to charge more or to not charge at all. The biggest thing is when you create a business model for yourself, and this is, again, if you don't have a business yet or you're already in one, you have to, like I said before, with Virgo, you have to serve people. So serving them is going to be the first way that we help. So how do you serve people? How do you specifically want to serve people based on this presentation? Whatever you love doing is what you want to give to the people. If you like being dramatic, if you like music, if you like astrology, if you like art, If you like fashion, if you like money, if you like yoga, give it to the people. Give it so much that people feel bad when they ask. I have people, and this is just an example from myself, but I have people that will DM me and they'll be like, hey, I hate to ask you this because I know you're already da-da-da, but can you answer this in this question? If you turn yourself into a giver and someone who's constantly giving, people will eventually, and I mean eventually quickly, pick up that they need to be compensating you. And we don't want to demand people compensate you. We just want to set up a boundary. And that boundary is going to happen in step 2, which is branding and marketing yourself. The way that you present yourself, period, is how people are going to perceive you. So if you're always wearing, certain styles of clothes or doing certain things, that's going to be how people perceive you. When you're branding and marketing yourself in the beginning of your journey as a healer, as a healing person, you're going to definitely want to learn about yourself. What did the inner child that you still hold within you desire? Did they want to be heard, felt, seen, all 3, understood? Okay, great. What can we work on within ourselves that's going to allow us to teach others how to do that too? One of the things that I used to really suck at was communicating with people and talking to people and just being overall shy. So what did I do? I got a job that forced me to shake hands with 100 people a day and learn how to talk to 100 people a day minimum. And that's how I was able to work on that part of myself. It's a little extreme, and I actually never got paid for that job, but that skill set stayed with me forever, and I'm happy that I did it. All right. And now I brand myself using that energy of, I used to be an introvert and I still consider myself one, but because I've practiced how to not do that or be like that every single moment, I have more flexibility. All right. And that's what marketing and branding yourself is really going to help you do, whether you are in it for, the community or in it for the money or both. Is people need to know who you are. And if you can tell them who you are, you're in a great spot. And they're going to know who you are because of what you share with them, especially those of you who have Scorpio placements. All right. So step 3, we got to use magic to manifest. Some of the ways that I use magic, like I told you before, is I like to use scripting, I like to use candle work, and I like to use sigils. So for scripting, I definitely believe in writing things in the past tense has been very helpful for my manifestations. Writing things down as if I've already completed them has been super powerful. One of the examples that I wrote last year was that I got 10K followers. I wasn't really specific about where. I think I picked Instagram or something, and the reason why was because I wanted to just be able to have people swipe up and give them stuff. And then when I did hit 10K, that whole feature went away, which was hilarious. So when you have a goal in mind on how to help people and you connect your goal to the people, that's where the real magic comes in, I feel, because then it's not just about you. It's about how you can help the people that you're trying to help or give people what you want, especially if you're someone who makes clothes or music or anything. Manifesting for people makes your manifestations much more powerful because of the magic that people hold internally. So scripting is one, again, writing things in the past tense like I've already gotten them. So the sentence I wrote was, I already got 10K followers by putting out better content, was an example. Or I already got $10,000 by helping people, align themselves with their truth. And helped in the past tense. Another way is candle work. I love doing candle work pretty much any day I can. Of course, there are things called planetary days and planetary hours, which I've made content on before for you, that can help you specify what day and what hour you should be burning the candle. And anytime you start doing candle work, unless it's like a long 7-day candle, you should really let the whole candle burn through. I know people have asked me that question before, so I wanted to kind of just answer it. You know, you can use big candles, small candles, but you just want to have an intention over what the candle will do. And when you combine it with a script, this is really good because now you already did something in the past tense. You already fell in love with the love of your life in the past tense. And now you're burning, for example, a red candle to honor that. Okay. And that's how we activate the air, which is the scripting in our chart, the fire, which is the candle burning in our chart. And then the sigils is handled by the earth and the water. All right. When we write sigils for step 3 on ways to use magic to manifest, you want to write down a simple sentence of what you want. And then you want to eliminate the extra letters that do not correspond. So for example, if you were to tell me that you desire a car, we would remove the 2 R's that are in the word desire and the word car. And we would remove all the letters that are corresponding with each other until we had just a few letters left that don't overlap. And we would start to form a sigil. So I'm going to give you an actual example. So this is taken from a book called Money Magic. I'm going to show you the book. The book's called Money Magic, Mastering Prosperity. $17.99 here in the US. The author is Frater UD. So here's an example is, I want to make lots of money this year. You'd write that sentence out on a piece of paper, and then you'd cross out the letters that occur more than once, okay? So I want, and then the T's would get crossed out, the A's would get crossed out, the O's would get crossed out, the I's would get crossed out, and the Y's would get crossed out. And then it would leave you with a series of letters. So if this is the full sentence here, you'd be left with these extra letters that didn't repeat, okay? What you would do then is you would take those letters and you would create shapes. And this is very intuitive. This is really up to your own perception, what the sigil looks like, but you want to use every letter to create a angle or a piece on the sigil. Ultimately, you'd want to write down every single letter in this piece of art. It's just a drawing, okay? Once you have the drawing down on your piece of paper, then you can activate it. There's multiple ways. I personally like to burn my sigils or keep them in my wallet. One of the two. You can sleep with it under your bed, pillow. You can leave it, anywhere, but you want to create an energetic barrier around it. So because this is an intention that you're setting, you want to make sure that you have a connection with that actual manifestation. And the best and easiest way to make that happen is by, you could deep breathe, you could use orgasm, you can close your eyes and meditate with it. There's so many different ways to specifically use that intention. But those are 6 ways that I feel are going to be very helpful for you right away today, in terms of manifesting, specifically with this moon. Of course, there's other things. There's tons of other manifestations like moon water. There's, walking around lakes, taking showers, taking baths, things like this. So that is the end of the presentation. Thank you for staying towards the very end. Like I shared before, I am a consultant and a coach, and I help people replicate what I do. I don't tell anyone to do what I haven't done or tried. So if you're looking for growth on TikTok and, a system or a process or just trends and things to do, I can teach you how I've gotten just under 500,000 followers in a year, just doing exactly what I've done. And if you're a tarot card reader, astrologer, energy worker, so am I. I've taken my income from barely $1,000 a month to well over 25,000 a month. So I would love to share that information with you if that's something you're interested in. I do have coaching services and I do offer readings in alignment with that, just to make sure that you have the tools necessary to do what you have to do. Because I know money is a barrier for a lot of people, but if we have, a business model, it makes it a lot easier. And I'll just give you mine because it's been working for me. All right. It's been working for other people too. Next, branding and marketing yourself. It's so fun and it's so interesting to do, and it's constantly changing. So you should start now. Next, doing magic, and then marketing your business is really all you have to do to really change your life. I don't know where the state of jobs is going to be going, but I do know if it were me, I would not trust the government right now, just because it's always been pretty challenging to do so. So again, thank you all for showing up. Appreciate you. Now we can ask some questions. We got about 30 minutes here to dive into it. I'm going to unmute right now. Or actually, I'll have you raise your hands and I'll ask you to unmute. So if you have a question or anything, go ahead and raise your hand. Just so we can have some organization. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate you. And all of you, you're super welcome. What's up, Anika?
Hey, hi. Okay, so I'm a Pisces rising, and when you said vibrations, like in terms of like how you can use your placements, like especially for creativity, because I'm an artist, how exactly, I guess my question is like, what do you mean by vibrations exactly?
I mean, whatever energy you want to pour out. So with music, there's a frequency, like the sound bowl I just used.
Right.
So when you're making a song, are you making a song to make a song? Or are you putting, 444 hertz underneath to heal people?
Okay. So like, for example, maybe I could like play binaural beats like while I'm painting or something like that.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Or even, to take that a step further, be live on Twitch with binaural beats as you're painting.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
So people can tip you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm always thinking of money plans. I don't know. Anyone else have a question? You can just raise your hand. Cool. I did want to let you all know, I do have my readings on sale right now. They're usually $222. Right now they're on sale for $77. it will be a recorded video. So you'll send me your information and I'll send you a video back. It's one in-depth question. So, and I have multiple ways of answering one question. So definitely go ahead and check that out. It's at the top of the link in my bio for you. So Krista.
Hi, I am currently using my interest in fashion to help me like heal with self-love and manifestations. And I noticed here recently when I was checking my chart that I actually have Jupiter Jupiter in Pisces in my third house. And I just was wondering, like, if you had any tips to help me start to move that plan forward to create a business that will also help others.
For sure. Jupiter in astrology handles knowledge. So teaching others how to express themselves through their clothes would be a good business. You become a fashion consultant where you're helping other people find what their style is, even if they don't have any sense of style. You could also look into when you do find artists or styles or fashion that you enjoy, just using it as teaching, consulting, and then last but not least, you got to study a lot. You got to study a lot, and making books, making instructions, making Pisces rules screens and videos. So you want to make tutorials for people. The biggest thing is when you're starting the type of business that I've started, you have to get an audience of people first. So if that's 100 people, that's a lot of people. If it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million followers, people, audience members, you want to focus on asking people, what do they want to wear? What do they like wearing? I've noticed, because I've been doing this for like 5 years now, it doesn't work when you ask your audience what kind of content they want you to make. Ask them questions about stuff you want to make, and then make those things. And that helps create trust between you and your people. So those are the 4 strategies I would take right away. Try them each out for a month, and you should see some really good results.
Thank you.
For sure. What's up, Amanda?
Hey, Sunny. I just had a quick question. I wanted your opinion because I'm starting to look a lot more into like sidereal and like my D9 chart, because I'm kind of like on this mission of aligning myself and like increasing my vibration to align with my higher self. And so with this Pisces new moon, of course, I was looking for any Pisces placements in my progress chart and noticed I didn't have any. So then I just looked at my 12th house and noticed that I have Capricorn and Jupiter in my 12th house. And I was just looking at it last night and doing a little bit more research. And basically from what I've read, it said it's like one of the most difficult placements to have in that house. And I just was wondering, like, any advice that you would have, like any opinion at all from you.
Yeah. What was the exact placement again?
It was Capricorn in my 12th house, and as well as Jupiter in my 12th house.
Capricorn, what's the planets or objects?
Saturn. Or
Saturn, Capricorn?
Well, I mean, I have Jupiter in my 12th house. Yeah.
Both of them? Conjunct?
No, just Jupiter. Just Jupiter.
Jupiter, Capricorn, 12th house.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the degrees?
Let me look really quick.
So I'll just start. But
Okay.
Jupiter in astrology, the reason why they're calling it difficult is because what is it?
23 degrees.
Okay. So anything that's in the 12th house makes it difficult. I have a 12th house stellium myself.
Mhm.
It makes anything in the 12th house, and this is for your D9 chart.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything in the 12th house in a D9 chart, a D9 chart, first of all, it shows you essentially your destiny, the things
Yeah.
that you need to do to align with your destiny. Of course, there's 50 things that you could do to align with your destiny, but the D9 chart is a map that shows you. The
Right.
12th house in the D9 chart shows you like spirituality.
Mhm.
Whenever Capricorn's in the spirituality house, it means that you need to have a very strong spiritual like practice. Otherwise, that's the challenge is the level of isolation you would need to accomplish that is very challenging.
Mhm.
So creating a routine around it for yourself is the hard part.
Yeah.
Because Jupiter's there, it makes it easier. So if you teach people how to have, for example, a morning routine around their spiritual practice, that would counteract you having to just do it for yourself. Because anytime you're teaching someone, you're also learning.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Jupiter is the big teacher. Capricorn is building structure. So you giving people structure is you using the Capricorn. 12th house is spirituality. So you giving people a spiritual structure is how you would work it.
Oh, I like it. Okay. Thank you.
For sure. Norma was popping.
Hello. All right. So there are a few things that popped into mind as like, you were answering the questions and whatnot. So I know you were talking about the North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. But yeah, right, South Node in Scorpio.
Yeah.
So I was looking at my natal chart and I have a few Taurus placements. My Jupiter's in Taurus in the 3rd house with a Capricorn rising. And then I have a few fire placements, but that's for something else. But I wanted to know how could I incorporate that into like, starting I have my business, my stretching classes and whatnot, but I haven't really pushed it because like for some reason I just haven't felt too motivated. Like, I don't know, like I've been kind of stagnant, like feeling stagnant as of lately.
So whenever we're feeling stagnant,
Yeah.
the first thing you need to do is you need to create a goal. So like I'll wake up some mornings and I'll be like, damn, I'm not doing enough. I don't know what to do, X, Y, and Z. And then I'll remember I have a thing that I need to go and accomplish because it's on a whiteboard right in front of me.
Yeah.
There's the whiteboard.
Okay.
So when you're feeling stagnant, it's because you don't have goals set up in a way that you can see them outside of your brain.
Yeah.
So we need to bring that out. The reason why is because Taurus, 3rd house, Taurus, practical plans. 3rd house is communication and thinking. You can't have practical, strong ideas in your head or on a notepad or like on a notebook, piece of paper. We got to have it out of your whole brain. So when you're formulating your business and using, for you, it's really marketing that you're struggling with, is what you're saying, because the 3rd house rules over marketing as well, because it has to do with communication. When you're structuring your business like a Taurus, you want to focus on the beauty part because Taurus is a Venusian sign. So what will excite you is not the actual making of what you need to be saying or the video content around stretching. It'll be how good it looks compared to everyone else's. That's what will get you excited is, oh, I have one of the best angles, best cameras, or it just looks really good, or I really like the setup. You should be pouring your passions into the senses of your promotion rather than the actual promotion or the advertisement. Did you mute yourself? Yeah, you did.
All right, that helps a lot, actually. That makes a lot more sense now.
Cool.
When I think about it and I see it like from that perspective.
Yeah, focus on
Yeah.
the aesthetic, the physical aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what it is? I think it's because also constantly, like lately, I've been around like a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because my Pisces, like I get distracted sometimes by like things around me. And then having right now, my progressed moon is in Gemini, even though originally, like my birth chart, it's in Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if it's the progressed moon that got me like in Gemini that has my mind in a bunch of different like spots.
I mean, everyone's mind's in a lot of different spots.
Yeah.
We got to set up what your own specific goal is, and
Yeah.
then we can then navigate what to do to get there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
For sure. Hundo. Lanzetta, what's up?
Hey, Sonny.
How are you?
Glad to be here. First
I'm
and
fine.
foremost, I saw my chart. I haven't really grasped the concept of reading it, but there's something in the air and a burning desire that I need to move forward with, but I need help.
Yeah.
I'm good at giving advice and counseling and pointing people in the right direction. But I'm totally flustered and lost right now, and I don't know why.
So, yeah, what's your question? Because I have things that are popping into my head to say, but I want to hear your question.
My question is, I'm trying to start up this page that I got through your link to start my creative content on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling with how do I get that off the ground with all these great ideas that I have written down in this book.
For sure.
I don't know where to go and where to start. And like I said, my weakness is technology, and that's something that I need to get a grip of by learning from other people.
Yes.
So this is where I'm stuck at part. It's like, I know there's something in the air I'm supposed to be doing, not just for me to benefit, but for the world to see this gift that I have.
Facts. So right after this class, I do have another class. If you haven't signed up for it, please do. But it's going to be about marketing and branding. Basically, a lot of people, that's what they struggle with, is talking about what they do. So for you, you know, sharing your gifts can only happen when you market your gifts. And the only way that we can accomplish that is going to be by stepping into what it is that we want people to actually get from us. And we have to be very clear about that. So if you're healing people and counseling people, you need to call yourself and reference yourself as a counselor. Otherwise, it's challenging for people to know that you are a counselor. What do counselors do? We need to go and study what counselors do. Of course, your chart's going to show you too how to go about that more in depth. And I can handle that with you in a reading or in a consultation or whatever you want to do. But the key thing that's going to help you understand is, this is what I do, is I will think to myself, what do I want? And I'll ask myself straight up, what do I want? And it's usually the thing that I thought about in the last 3 days that I've slept on it and I keep wanting that thing. So right now, one of the next things I want is a new microphone to make music with. Now that I know what I want, I know that the microphone itself costs like $2,000, right? What do I need to do for other people to get that $2,000 so I can move it towards this thing? I'm still helping people, but I also have something that I want. This is how we bridge people to our desires, and then we are the vacuum, we are the center. Okay, this is how you center yourself. If you want something from someone, you have to give someone something. That's just the law of exchange. Okay, so figuring out a route to do that is going to come through specifically how many of what do you need to give people to get what it is that you want, to make yourself feel fulfilled, heard, happy, received, any of this. Structuring out a plan like this is something that, it takes time, but the first and most important piece is you have to pick what you want. No one can do that part for you. And you shouldn't let or encourage anyone to do that part for you, because that's your free will. I let it so I just asked you to unmute. Now I can hear you.
I said, thank you. Now I got it. And
Yeah,
I'll
for
be
sure.
looking forward to working more with you.
For sure. That was a great question, by the way. Thank you. Is it Erlene?
Yeah, it's Arlene. Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so question. This might be a dumb question, but so I have a Pisces Moon, Pisces Mars. For next month, I want to know how am I supposed to use what I have to get what I want?
What do
And
you have?
I've been here this whole time. I've been here. I heard what that. I have a business. I'm a personal social assistant. I help people amplify and boost up their business, especially if they're not already taking care of it. I would do it for them, polish their website, just basic, TikTok, social, all that. I just want to know, how do I get more customers? And if not more, how do I start something for myself? Like, I just need.
So what you just told me, you need to make a minimum of 50 pieces of content on.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So I didn't start getting consistent clients until I was making 4 to 6 videos a day. And even after those 4 to 6 videos, 3 to 4 of them had to be about how I could help people after I helped them.
Right.
So the fastest way to gain $3,000 to $9,000 in using social media is you just got to talk about what you do, show people what you do, and then invite them to get additional help. And that's usually, again, people's block is they don't market themselves. So I'm going to be doing a free class in just a couple of hours on what I do step by step and what I'm thinking about what I'm doing it. Because if you want more clients or more qualified leads as a business owner, Pisces is great with that, because Pisces loves to help people, but Pisces sometimes struggles with being clear.
Yeah,
So
that's always the problem.
That's always the solution too. So if you struggle with being clear, you need to have someone help you get clear, which you just told me very clearly what you do. You need to repeat that 50 times so that people don't get confused. If you're not saying that exact same line over and over, that's why people are confused. If I go to McDonald's right now, I know for a fact that a Big Mac's going to be there on the menu because they've communicated to me for years that that's on the menu. It doesn't happen once. It doesn't happen in the first 3 months. I have people that have been following me for 3 years that are just now comfortable getting a reading from me. And I'm the first person that they've ever gotten read from.
Right.
So Marketing.
How much are your readings, by the way? I'm sorry.
I have short readings available for $77, where I just send you a video. And I also read from my coaching clients that I meet with weekly. So if you find anything in my link in my bio that you like, I would give it a shot. But yeah, marketing ourselves is definitely, it's an important thing, you know. Like I said before, I wouldn't have bought a pair of Nikes unless Nike kept pushing out Nikes and telling me that they're giving more new Nikes. So as a business owner, you cannot stop marketing. Even Apple, when they drop a new phone, you'll see a big display of a new phone before they even tell you there's a new phone. And Steve Jobs, who made Apple, is a Pisces, and that was his marketing strategy, was to show the audience, the customer, what they were getting before they ever got it.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that was helpful. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for the question. Does anyone else have one to raise your hand to? Cool. And again, I do have that free class coming up. I don't see anyone raising their hand. I do have a free class coming up in just a few moments here that you're invited to. Here's the link. Oop, close. It's going to be through Snipfeed. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Snipfeed. I know a lot of you did use it to sign up today. This is Snipfeed here. Essentially, I'm going to be talking about how I market and brand myself, and then how I convert people from watching my videos to actually getting help from me. So definitely come in this class if you want to learn how to do that for yourself. I'm going to actually be going in depth. I can drop the link for you. Yeah. And then also, there's going to be a full moon in Virgo that I'm going to be sharing pretty soon here. I'm super excited to do that class as well. And I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all like this price point of the $22.22, or should I move back towards the huge, massive free classes? I just wanted to get your feedback on those of you who've been to these back to back, how it's going, what you like, what you'd like to see more of. The one thing I know I'll be including more for sure is spicy astrology for the spicy people, and then more technical astrology on my main page. And then the podcast, I've been getting ready. So the chart roast and things are going to be over there. And then YouTube, I'm thinking to just share techniques on how to find different things in the chart. Also, if you ever miss a class, you can't show up, I do post all the classes over on YouTube. So you can go and watch them for free over there. And also the new moon is on the 2nd, or excuse me, March 2nd. So I'm going to be moving all of the classes for the moon up a few days so that we can give people enough time to come and watch these videos so that they can manifest too on the new moon, on the full moon. Cool. I appreciate all the feedback, everyone. I don't see anyone with questions except for Lena. What's up?
Hello. Okay, so my question is, I have a huge resistance to TikTok. I know how to do sigil work, and I like the idea of how the suggestions you made on using the affirmations to gaslight myself. I've never done this shadow work on social media, but do you on just your intuitive brainstorm, do you have any other suggestions than what you provided today on the workshop for me?
For you to what?
For the new moon in Pisces, how to work towards my huge resistance and fear in social media.
Stop calling it huge.
Okay.
You're pouring life into it.
Okay. All right.
You're casting the spell. So what I would focus on if I were you is minimizing its influence. It was like 6 years ago that I wanted to start a YouTube channel and have it like be consistent. And I still haven't even, it's consistent that I'm posting only because I stopped calling it what I used to call it, which was, I want to do this thing. I just started doing it.
Okay, it was the action.
So yeah, the action precedes the voice. So if you're constantly in a state of fear, and then you're also like, let's just say you live in a house with somebody and you're afraid of them. And every time you see them, you tell them that you're afraid of them. Even if this person meant no harm to you, they're going to perceive that you're just naturally afraid. So they're going to start to move and act as if you're afraid of them.
Okay, I see.
And especially if it's been going on for years, then they're just going to assume that you don't like them and that you're afraid of them. And that's what you're doing with your dreams.
Okay, got it.
So talk to my friend nicely, and don't, if it's a huge resistance, what's on the other side of that?
Great success or
Exactly.
possibilities.
Don't even think. You just answered it. On the opposite of that coin is success.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Many blessings.
Same to you. Zara, what's up?
Hi, I have a quick question. So I just noticed that my second house is in Taurus. So I want to know like what that means. Is that like career? Is that money?
10th house is career, second house is money.
Okay, so if my second house is in Taurus, then what does that like mean for me based on like money and like making money?
So what did you remember from what I said, Taurus? Because I want to give you the answer, but it's so practical that you're going to hate that you even asked me this question.
Oh my God. Do I remember?
What did I say about Tauruses in the presentation?
I honestly forgot.
I know you did. That's why I'm asking you to go into your head and figure it out so I can help you with the other half. What is Taurus good at? What is Taurus good at?
I know they're good at like beauty because they're ruled by Venus. So I know they're good with speaking.
So that's like, one way to make money. What's another way to make money?
Finances. I know they're good at that too.
That's your second way to make money. What else?
And honestly, I can't remember the third one.
What is Taurus known for? There's no right or
Okay.
wrong answer. I just want to know what you've heard.
They're known for being stubborn.
Perfect.
That is-
So
oh.
using your voice, being practical with your money, and being stubborn about how much money you spend is how you use that placement. I have
Okay.
Taurus in house too. As an Aries rising, it's very important that you spend slow or you buy things that make you happy. Me, like I told you before in the presentation, I'm pretty damn shy, but because I forced myself to talk to people through that shyness, you couldn't tell now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was stubborn about it. I was stubborn about not being shy anymore, not being afraid to use my voice. You can be stubborn for the negative and you can be stubborn for positive things. It just needs to change up here.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
For sure. Dominique.
Hi, Sunny. It's Dominica.
Dominica?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh shit. Okay, Dominica, thank you.
Okay. I have a Pisces sun in the third house, and I wanted to know what's a good way to use this placement for manifesting with the Pisces new moon.
What are you manifesting?
I am working on creating a YouTube page. I'm a writer, and I wanted to use that to inspire other people to write.
What are you writing?
I want them to write, but for me, I write fiction.
Okay. Have you made the YouTube page?
I have not yet. I'm working on compiling stuff, and I kind of know what I want to do, but I haven't created it because editing, I don't really know how to do that.
So the first issue is we're putting the cart in front of the horse. You got to make the YouTube channel if you want to make a YouTube channel. No one's asking you to edit anything yet.
Okay.
Right? It's a step-by-step process.
Mm-hmm.
You have Pisces in the third house, which means that your gift is communicating artistically. Like right now, what I'm hearing is you need to start the YouTube channel. You need to get your banner, your picture up, connect your email, connect your payment information. That precedes editing. If you don't have the YouTube channel made, what videos do you need to edit?
Okay. Well, some of that I have done. I have.
No, I'm not saying you haven't. I'm just like
Okay,
I'm giving you the process.
Mm-hmm.
So make the YouTube channel, make it public, make it known. The fastest way to grow on YouTube right now, the way that I've been growing, a few hundred followers or subscribers every week, is using YouTube Shorts. So if you're someone who struggles with making long videos, guess what? TikTok destroyed long videos as we knew it, okay? Everyone wants a 15 to 60 second video now. So you don't need to think about editing. You need to think about posting 15 to second videos 3 to 4 times a day. If you cannot do that, a minimum of once a day on YouTube, the stuff that you've already created, and you should be giving people 1 to 2 quick, helpful tips on what to write. That's it. Nothing more. You don't need to have these extravagant videos. You need to have practical, deliverable videos that people can understand and digest in 60 seconds or less.
Okay.
Why is that important? Is because we don't have a YouTube channel established yet. So why are we thinking about making 20-minute videos when editing is an issue? just cut the whole problem out by making short videos that you don't even need to edit.
Okay.
Are you seeing my logic?
Mm-hmm.
That's my solution for you.
Okay. Thank you. I wrote it all down.
Perfect. Yeah, check out YouTube Shorts. You should definitely be on TikTok too, posting those videos on TikTok and then on YouTube. I've grown so many subscribers just by doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I gained like 2,000 subscribers. One of my videos went viral on TikTok, and I told people, I'm not going to answer you here. Go to my YouTube. And the percentage of them did. And now I think I'm like at 7,000 subscribers. I don't even really try on YouTube. I just post my TikToks on YouTube.
Okay, great. That was the question I was going to ask you. Do you post the same thing? Okay.
Yeah,
great.
I follow up on YouTube too. So I'll post longer videos on YouTube also.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sonny.
Yep. Good question. Dominique, Norma, what's up?
Hello.
How
So
are you?
I had another question pop in mind when someone else mentioned something. Because I have a second house placement in my Mercury in Pisces.
Your Mercury's in your second house in Pisces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Say
so
it.
how can yeah.
Say it.
Yeah.
Try it out. Give it a spin.
What'd you say? Give it a spin?
Yeah, try saying what I just said. Usually you can start with, it doesn't matter what you start with, just making sure that everything's going into the place that you're talking about.
Okay.
So you would say, I have Pisces in the second house.
Okay, Pisces in the second house. Okay.
And my Mercury's in my second house. Is like, yeah. But I understand. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, cool. So how would I use that as far as like, my business and like making money and manifesting and stuff like that?
That's such a broad question. I'm going to take 3 seconds to answer you. What are you doing now? Norma, what are you doing now to market your business? I can't hear
What am
you.
I doing now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right now I work for Amazon as a, I guess my part-time job.
No, I'm talking.
And then I do like my massage therapy on the side just because I still have to.
What do you do to market your business is my question. How do you tell people about your business?
It's like glitching a little. I can't really hear.
How do you tell people about your business?
Okay, through Instagram, through my stories.
So we need to post, not use your stories. It doesn't show commitment. Did you hear me? What happened? Where'd she go? Oh, I think her connection is bad. All right, so anytime you have something, especially Mercury in the second house, I'll just answer the question. Y'all need to market yourselves. That's why I'm having this free class. You need to tell people what you do, otherwise they won't come to you. Again, McDonald's as the example. If McDonald's stopped telling you that they're selling food, eventually McDonald's will fall off. But they don't stop telling you. They keep telling you every single day. They pay millions, billions of dollars to make sure that you know every single day that they're still around, okay? That's why I post 4 to 6 times a day, is so that people know that I'm still around. It's not because I want to. I wish that was the situation. It's because if I don't, you're gonna go pick another astrologer who's better or worse than me and doing what I'm doing or not doing. And if I want to meet with you, I need to be doing what McDonald's is doing, what Apple's doing, what anyone who owns a real business is doing, which is marketing every day. There should not go a day that you don't talk about your business and post about it to your audience if you want to be considered serious. Go ahead and type 222 in the chat if you could see why I would say that or come to that conclusion. And it's very important because if you wake up and you're feeling lost, go talk about your business. Okay, whenever someone says mind your business, give your mind to your business. Your heart should stay with you. All that overthinking should go to your business. Mind your business, okay? Everything that you say, do, and think about should be your business. Your feelings, your emotions, your love should be with your body and those that you express with, all right? It's easier for you to trust me because I show up multiple times a day. There's astrologers on all kinds of apps. They'll post once a month and then disappear for 3 weeks. It's hard to trust people like that, even if they're extremely talented, because if they're disappearing in their own expression of their business, what are they going to do with you? Okay. I'd rather have the problem of having too many clients than not having enough. Would you agree? Would you rather have too many clients or not enough? If you had to pick. Right. So the more you talk about your business out loud, and I mean like literally y'all should be doing what I'm doing. When I go on TikTok, my instant idea is how am I going to help these people accomplish their goals through astrology, through spirituality, through business, and I post content about that. If the content does well, I invite people to book a reading with me. I'm not going to sit in the comments section and read everyone's life. No, that's not even humanly realistic. What I'm going to do is invite you to come and meet with me, pay me money so I can help you make more money. Because whatever I'm giving you, I'm charging less than what, if you do what I say or try what I'm telling you, it's going to succeed more likely. So that's just my route. And that's the route that I've seen hundreds and thousands of other entrepreneurs use. Y'all just need to talk about your business and use your masculine side to do that. Your feminine side should be coming through your work to promote, to express, hey, I'm having this promotion. Hey, I'm having this class. Hey, I have this service. This is how much it costs. These are the benefits. Every single day. I don't see why you would not market yourself every single day. If you want to make money every single day, you don't have to chase it. You just have to tell people what you do every day. Eventually, they'll be like, yo, the other 100 times you said that, I didn't understand you, but now I do suddenly. And now I want to give you money. But if you don't tell them that 100 times, the 101st time that they need to hear it, when they're actually going through what they need you for, you can't blame people for not coming to you. It's your fault. Okay? I mean that with the utmost respect. 333 in the chat if you vibe with what I'm saying. Because I feel like it's very obvious that you need to market yourself every day. And if you're afraid to market yourself every day, that's exactly why you should market yourself every day. It'll only work out in your favor. Okay. So I do see that there's no more questions and we're over time. So I'm going to bounce because I need to eat before I get to this next class. There's going to be a couple hundred people in the next class. So yeah, I'm excited for that one as well. I hope that this brought you some answers. Like I said, we're over time, so I'm not taking any more questions. I appreciate all of you deeply. Again, my readings are on sale. And if you're looking for coaching and things, I have adjusted some of the prices for you to get in alignment with me in that way. So much love. If you need anything, email me or my assistant. One of us will get back to you. I do have an assistant now. I'll get her information out publicly soon. And then, of course, like I told you, a lot of the things that I do right now will be shifting towards like podcasts, because I can talk more about world news better on podcasts than I can on social media, just because of what's been happening. I've had like 4 or 5 posts removed in the last few days. And I'm very confident because I'm a pretty big account, and yeah, people have there's likelihood of them hearing what I have to say. So I'm being censored, and that's okay. I'm excited to talk to you very soon about the next topic, which is going to be the Virgo full moon, and I'll have that set up, and I'll be promoting the fuck out of that class because this one's good, but that one's also going to be good. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace, love, and warmth towards you. Have a good day.